Page 22 in the Art Scroll Jaffa Elucidated Edition. Chapter 1, we're starting at the beginning. But before we start, I just want to mention we discussed last week why Torah is not a separate chapter, and we said that Torah study is necessary to get every single level. So in addition to being a prerequisite to start the level, the first level to get to watchfulness and then alacrity, you need Torah study throughout our journey of growing in Avodas Hashem. I just saw from Rabbi Ruderman over Shabbos that Torah study is essential also to tshuva. He asked by the Ben Sora Umara, the wayward and rebellious son who we kill at 13 years old, because eventually he's going to become a murderer and horrible thief and horrible person, so we kill him while he's still righteous. He says, why do we kill him? All he did was really steal a little bit, and he drank a little wine, like you kill someone over that? How do you know he's going to be bad? Maybe he'll do tshuva. So he says, if you notice in the list of things that he did, is that he wasn't learning Torah. And he says that if you're not learning Torah, as long as someone's still learning Torah, there's a chance that they'll come back. I think there was a story with Rav Ruderman, a student, again years ago, of Ner Yisrael, became a conservative rabbi, went off the path. And someone told Rav Ruderman this, and he asked, is he still learning Torah? Does he still have a set time to learn Torah? He says, yeah, he does. So he says, there's still hope. And I think eventually the guy repented and came back to the fold. So there's something in Torah that's machzir and lamutov. It brings the person back, and it says, right, halavai, that a person would stop following the Torah, following the mitzvahs, but he'll still learn Torah. Right? Even if you're totally gone, but you're still learning a little bit of Torah, there's still hope for you to come back.
What about Rabbi Akiva? Did he not?
Well, he was never. I don't think he was exposed to it before he became religious at 40. I don't know if he was. Was he just an Amaretz, or was he was totally, I don't know. Sure. It does say that he wanted to bite, He wanted to bite the Talmidei Chacham like a donkey. Mm-hmm. And then, but he was,
not necessarily he was doing anything bad.
I don't know exactly what Rabbi Akiva was doing before he was learning Torah, but I think the story with Rabbi Murden was talking about someone who was religious and then went off, and just that he'll repent because he's still learning Torah, so that the light will bring him back. And we see because we were saying that learning Torah is necessary to every step of the Mesilas Yesharim and everything that we do. So we see the title of the first chapter is Be'er Klal Chovas Ha'adam Be'olamo, a person's mission in his world. Right? It should have said, you would think, a person's mission in the world. Right? Why does it say in his world? So I saw from Rav Wolbe, I think many make this insight that we all were born in different places, with different strengths and different weaknesses, and we all have different challenges to overcome in life. So we each have a specific mission in life that another person can't do, right? We serve Hashem differently than, let's say, maybe Reb Chaim Kanievsky, who was, born as the son of the Stipler and was totally exposed to Torah learning his whole life to become the Gadol Hador, and that's how he serves Hashem. And we can also achieve Torah greatness, but just because we don't do what Reb Chaim Kanievsky does doesn't mean we're not fulfilling our mission in life. And also, Reb Chaim Kanievsky can't fulfill our mission in life because he wasn't born in our situation, in our time, in our place, with our sets of strengths and weaknesses. So only we, who are born in our specific situation, can fulfill our mission. And if we don't do it, there's nobody else who can do it, right? You have people at this table. Some of us were born religious, some of us were not born religious, some of us were born in America, some were born in Russia, or there's a person who was born in Russia. Or not Russia, or Ukraine, or whatever. I still don't have it clear. Belarus. That's like the Nebuchadnezzar Russia. I don't know. But so we were all born, and also we're all born at different times. There's people here that are younger than others, people here that are older, and we were born with different situations and different challenges, and we all have different personality traits and ways that we can excel that other people can't, and we also have different challenges that other people have. What's a test for one person isn't a test for another person, and vice versa. So therefore, we all have our own specific mission. And I saw somewhere else it says that why weren't we all created the same? Because since we're all different and we all serve Hashem differently, we're each integral to that because it's more honor to the King. Everything was created to honor the King, to honor Hashem. So since we all have different strengths and weaknesses, our service of Hashem is unique. So therefore, we all come together and serve Hashem differently, and it's a greater honor to Hashem, the fact that we each serve Him in our unique ways, right? Unique ways doesn't mean that we don't keep the mitzvahs. We all keep the mitzvahs, but the way that we do that and what we focus on and what we succeed at is going to be different for everybody. Okay, let's start. Yesod HaChasidus, B'shorish havoda hatmima, hu sheyizbar v'yisames etzel ha'adam machavasu ba'olamo. The foundation of piety and the source, the root of service, of complete service, is to clarify and to make true to ourselves what is our responsibility in the world. Right? The first thing we have to do, we're here on earth. What are we supposed to be doing here? Right? It's a question that I would think most human beings ask themselves. Right? We're all here sitting in the Mesil Yesharim Shir, so it seems that we've already asked ourselves this question, and we're here. But you think there's many people going around, billions and billions of people. How many people have sat and asked this question to themselves? What are we doing here? And just as an aside, if you notice, the first letter of each 4 words is Yud, then is Hey, and then Vav, and then Hey, which we know is God's name. So he just put that in there in the beginning of the Sefer, that the first letter of the 4 words is God's name, and also the gematria, the numerical value of God's name, is 26, and that's how many chapters are in Mesil Yesharim. Whoa! Now that's in footnote 1. Don't think I discovered that myself, but okay. Ulamat tzarich shiyasim mabato umgamaso b'chol asher hu amal kol mechayev. And what should his outlook be? What should his ambition be? That he should work his whole life, right? One, we have to figure out what we are doing here, what's required of us, and therefore what we should be spending our whole lives doing. Is the purpose of life to go to college and then become a doctor to make a lot of money, and that's the purpose of life. And once you have a steady income and you're out of debt and you have a comfortable retirement in Florida, that's the purpose of life, and we should all work our whole lives to do that, and that's being successful? Maybe. Let's find out. Hint, it's not. V'hinei, Masha Haruna Chachmeinu Zichron Levracha, that what our rabbis teach us, Sha'adam lo nivra ela l'sanag al Hashem, that a person was only created to get enjoyment from Hashem, v'leihanus meziv shchinaso, and to get benefit, to enjoy from His shchina, from the divine presence. Shezehu hatainuk ha'amiti v'ha'idun hagadol mikol ha'idunim sheichol l'matzah. This is the greatest pleasure that can be found. So the answer is, what's the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to get enjoyment from Hashem, and that's the greatest enjoyment that can be found. Check. Make sure I don't skip anything. So umakam ha'idin hazeh be'emes hu ha'olam haba. So we just said that the purpose of life is to get enjoyment from Hashem. Where do we get that? That's in olam haba, the next world. Ki hu ha'nivra be'achana ha'mitztarechas ha'davar hazeh. When we were created, the whole world was created for that purpose. Now, what's olam haba? If you remember, Rabbi Naaman pointed this out. When we say that when a person dies, he goes to Olam Haba, that's really a mistake. When a person dies, he doesn't go to Olam Haba, he goes to what's called Gan Eden, or the Olam HaNeshamas. The way that human history works is that there are 6,000 years, right, of this world, of the way we know the world now, and before the year 6,000, Mashiach comes, then we all return to Eretz Yisrael, and we serve Hashem really without a Yetzer Hara, and the world is full of knowledge. After that, there is Tchias HaMesim, where the dead are resurrected. And then after that, the world changes from the state that it's in now and gets to a higher and higher spiritual level to what's Olam Haba. That's the Olam Haba that the Mesil Yesharim now is speaking about, that we get this total enjoyment of Hashem. Right? But until that, when a person dies now, they don't go to Olam Haba, they go to the Olam HaNeshamas, or which is Gan Eden. And that is the place where we get this enjoyment of being close to Hashem. Okay. So, the way that we get to this world, to the Olam Haba, is this world, the world that we're in now. That's what the rabbis say. This world is like a hallway before the next world. Now the way that we get to the next world, to Olam Haba, to get this pleasure, is through this world, which is like a hallway. This world is like a hallway, and the world to come, the Olam Haba, is like the palace that the hallway is leading to. So I saw from Rav Eli Lapian that when we say that it's a hallway, that doesn't mean that this world is totally miserable and that there is no spiritual enjoyment at all in this world. He says because the hallway, it's related to the palace. Right, the hallway, which is leading to a main room, has some relation to the main room. So he says that you can get a spiritual enjoyment and closeness to Hashem in this world also. It's not just, don't think that this closeness to Hashem is exclusive to Olam Haba. Now, obviously, the closeness to Hashem that a person gets in Olam Haba is much, much more than here. But don't think that this world totally has no spiritual enjoyment whatsoever. There's a famous story, I don't know who it's with, it was Ron Cutler or Rav Shach or someone, that somebody, a very big donor to the yeshiva, went up to him and said, I don't get what's the difference between you and I? You're going to get a great place in Olam Haba for the Torah learning that you do, and I'm also going to get the same place because I'm the one who supported the yeshiva and supported you in your learning. So he says, that's true. We'll both get the same Olam Haba, but you're missing the Olam Hazeh. Meaning that this, whatever rabbi was saying that he gets to learn Torah in this world, so he gets the spiritual enjoyment in this world from learning Torah, that this person who had to work for a living, who gets tremendous mitzvahs and gets a tremendous Olam Haba, but he wasn't able to also enjoy it in Olam Hazeh from the Torah learning that he did. But Rav Eli Lapian is saying that we have an opportunity to get spiritual enjoyment by doing mitzvahs and learning Torah in this world. And it's another thing, when we say Olam Haba, it's not just like that we're getting reward for what we did, like, you get a check mark for what you did, but as we learned that when we do mitzvahs, it has a real spiritual impact, and it's a real spiritual creation, and that we literally build our Olam Haba through the mitzvahs that we do. We are literally building that future world for ourselves where we get that enjoyment of being close to Hashem. It's not just like we're getting a reward and we're getting check marks, but we're literally building our Olam Haba. Right, how's the Mishnah go? The Mishnah in Sanhedrin? That it's Yesh Lahem Chelek Le Olam Haba, right? Right? I forgot. They make a diuk in that Mishnah, I think. Kol Yisrael Yesh Lachem Chelek Le Olam Haba. Maybe it's some different Mishnah. Yesh Lachem Chelek Le Olam Haba. Okay, I don't remember. There was a diuk like that also in one of the Mishnayos. I have to check. Okay. So we said, and the way that we get there is through the mitzvahs. Al Kain. Therefore, a person is placed in this world, right, in Olam Hazeh, where we can work and we can earn our Olam Haba. Through the means in Olam Hazeh, which is the mitzvos, that's how we get to Olam Haba. Today is to work, and tomorrow we will get our reward. Let's do a little more. Right. Oh, and we all know that the reason that we work to get to Olam Haba, right? Hashem is totally good, and He wants to give good to mankind. And the best way to get good is when you earn it yourself. Because if Hashem would just give us pleasure, just give us the pleasure of being close to Him, which we learned is the ultimate pleasure, then it will be embarrassing. So we're put in this world, which is going to discuss more the challenge that we have in Olam Hazeh. So, right, it's not just like here, there's mitzvahs and let's do them, and we have no challenges, something trying to prevent us from doing the mitzvahs, but rather we have challenges and things that He's going to discuss in great detail that prevent us from doing the mitzvahs. And when we conquer those challenges and when we are successful, we get that reward to get close to Hashem. And since we earned it, it's a better feeling. Let's do another paragraph. True completeness is only being close to Hashem. That's what King David said. I'm close to Hashem, and it was good. And it says, one thing, King David says, I want one thing from you, Hashem. What is it? To dwell in the house of God all the days of my life. Right there, the psalm that we read from Rosh Chodesh Elul until Shmini Atzeres, and many, many songs have been made from this pasuk. But the one thing that King David wants is to be close to Hashem. Because only this is good. Only this. Everything else that people think is good, it's all nothingness, right? You read Koheles, Ecclesiastes, see that everything is nothingness. The only good thing in life, the only thing that is true good, is closeness to God. It's a revolutionary idea. When a person gets this goodness, so since we said that the only good is being close to Hashem, a person should look and see how to work, and he has to work very hard to get it. So a person has to work very hard to acquire this closeness to Hashem. And what are the means of acquiring this goodness? Those are the mitzvahs. So next week, God willing, we'll continue about that. It's not so easy to do all the mitzvahs. There are challenges, and we'll discuss what those challenges are and the things that pull us away from it. But the point is that we read so far, and again, just to mention that it's very important to constantly, especially, the Ramchal writes it's important to review the entire Mesilas Yesharim, but it's especially important to review chapter 1. because he's telling us what's the purpose of life, what do we have to do. The purpose of life is Olam Haba, the next world, when Hashem wanted to give us good, and the ultimate goodness is getting close to Hashem, and the means of achieving that goodness in Olam Haba is that when we do mitzvos and we fulfill Hashem's commandments in Olam Haza. And the rest of the book is going to be a how-to manual, how do we accomplish and achieve that goodness, and avoid the pitfalls that happen, and there are many pitfalls. The end.